Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 22 as King's Lynn. Where we left off, we had a very disappointing start to the season after making quite a few changes to the team. And we turned it around. What I think it was is the team was quite changed where we left off, and potentially were two quite hard games that we were playing. Where are they both now? Halifax, no. And Scunthorpe, no. Okay, I think it was just a little bit of new squad, not playing well together straight away. Because straight after that, we had a run, we're still on a run of, we've not been defeated since. So we had a couple of close games. Solihull Mers was a really hard game. These two 1-0s were close. I think one of them, our percentage of possession was Diddy. Then we had a couple of draws, a really good win against Sutton, who I don't think, they're doing 17th in the league, so they're doing okay. Then we just seem to be growing as a team, improving in each step of the way. We did have a little bit of a worry with Catton, I think it was, our striker. He just wasn't scoring. I think Gateshead was the game. Yeah, this is where he broke his... he was playing 10 hours without a goal on the pitch. 10 playing hours. So I'm glad to see him scoring again, but he's still not regular scorer. But it seems that a lot of our attacking mids are getting in on the action. So, let's just run through the games really quick. So, Usman Scully got goals on the Boreham Woods game. Then 0-0, 1-0, we had, I think this was the penalty. Oh, no, this was Swabby got himself his first goal for the club. Then Barnet, we had, this was the penalty, Matty Jones, who's starting to become quite a central figure for us. He's becoming a good player to have. Then Woking, we had Young, who again, I think Jones and Young playing together is an absolute killer combination. Sutton, we got Ishola, Scully, own goal, and then Young again. So Ishola's playing absolutely fantastic for us. He has his odd game where he's not doing great, but overall he's looking fairly decent. We got a 1-1. Sego got himself on the score sheet. He's been quite quiet this season. Injuries have not helped, but he's still in the team, just not doing quite as well as he was last season. Gill, who we brought as a left-back option, is actually playing fairly good as a attacking mid-left, but can cover the left-back if needed, sort of thing. And he got the only goal in that game. 2-0 against Gateshead was both by Catton, so finally he got himself some goals. 2-1 against Altrincham. Hurd. Oh, right, there was a transfer as well, and Olagunju. And actually, that reminds me, there we go. We did bring in, I think, when did I leave it off? Was it just Hurd? 3rd of the 8th. No, so there's 2 players. So I brought in 3 players, I just realised actually. I brought in Jack Colson, who's a central mid. They weren't happy with me bringing him in. He's played a fairly decent role, 6.7 out of 3 games, 3 starts, 2 subs on. He is literally just cover for games where we've got really close congestion. Our team is definitely a lot better because we have more players to cover positions, and we have a team, a secondary team that can cover just when we've got a really close-knit set of games. And then we brought in Nathan Graham, who's a centre-back and left-back. He plays best at left-back or defensive mid, but he's not going to play loads. He's only had 1 start. Played really well for that 1 start. Got a 7.0 rating, but he'll be, when we're, again, congestion around about the January time, we need left-back cover or centre-back cover, we have him there. And then I brought in, on a free transfer, Fenton Hurd, who can play any of the attacking midfield positions. Slightly frustrating, he was reported to be a 3-star, which would have been perfect, because I think that would have calmed all of the guys down, because the problem is at the moment, Bailey Clements feels there's a lack of depth in attacking mid. So I brought him in. I brought him in for a fair chunk of change, 450 per week, and he's not starting regularly yet. We're just easing him into the team. He's had 2 starts, 2 off the bench, scored a goal, 6.82. He looks like he's going to be fairly decent in the future, and his potential is up to a 4-star. We've got a lot of high potential players here, but if we look at our attacking centre mid, we've got 3 2-star and 1.5-star. Dan Hurley is actually a fairly decent player last season. How much did he play for us? 24 games, 2 goals, 3 assists. I think that's fairly decent for a young'un. So Fenton will be one of them players that we'll be switching in and out and giving him as much game time as we can. But we got him on a free transfer. The only problem is, I had £535 wage budget left, and now after hiring someone for 450, I now only have minus 27. So I'm not sure what happened with the wage budget, because I only brought one person in and no other people that I'm paying wages for. So it's a bit frustrating to see that happen. I do have a few people on the loan list, just seeing if I can loan them out for not too little, but obviously not their full amount. But we'll just see. So that's kind of what's been going on. Had a really good run of form. I will say as well, Ishola, 7 assists and joint top scorer of 4 goals. He's been really decent. He's been a quality player for us. We can either play him. Oh, he's even improved on the left. He was 2 stars before. Now he's 2.5. Play him on the left, play him on the right, or play him up front. He seems to be able to do any of them pretty well. I haven't really played him up front too much because of Scully and Catton, but on the wings, he is deadly. An inside forward on the left, he seems pretty good at, and actually just a winger support, he's pretty decent at as well. So yeah, overall, the team's playing well. Problem is, we're going even more into debt. We're over $1 million in debt now. I'm not sure how we're going to climb out of that. The problem is, I think we probably need to just sell players to get out of it. But like the players that are wanted, so Olagunju's got minor interest from Burton and Shrewsbury in League One, but he's only up to 55 grand value. So I don't think you very often get the max transfer value at this sort of level. So he's not going to bring in loads of money, is he? I think he probably will stay for another season. He's just had people wanting him for a while, and it will just be one of them things where we'll be fending off interest until he either does get a big offer in or decides to stick with us. It will be one or the other. I mean, we've got him for 1 more year on contract. He might even just say, you know what, I don't want to renew contract. Sego's got interest as well, even though he's not had a great season so far. 130 grand, League One, Tranmere have got minor interest, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Other than that, our team is looking a lot more full. So you see we've got a lot more players available for backup if we need to. Swabby is a decent attacking mid. I mean, he does play best on the wing, which I don't understand because we brought him in. He's a natural central attacking midfielder. But he scored an absolute screamer. I might even show you this before we play. I think it was the Gloucester game. Yeah, it was this goal here. An absolute belter. I've just got to show you. It was insane. I was like, we missed a penalty in this game, right? And I was like, oh, for goodness sake, it's going to be one of them days where we never score. And then this happens. Look at that for a finish. He's going to be superb, I think, this season for us. I mean, it could have been 4-2. Ishola, actually, last season, played for Gloucester. So he got 2 goals against his old club. He was absolutely loving it. And we were hanging on near the end there, though. They were knocking at the door right until the last, so it was a bit of a stressy time. Guiseley, I'm not really sure. They're 22nd, but I've left the game and come back, which means probably all that good run of form is going to just disappear, and we're going to absolutely struggle against these guys now. So let's go in and see. We got kind of the perfect team apart from Ishola, who is I want to give him a little bit of a rest because he's not fully fit from the looks of it. And I don't want to run him ragged this season and get him injured. Same with Swabby. I think if I play them too often, they're going to have problems. So we're just going to leave them off for now. Vukajay is coming back from a injury, so he'll be on the bench as a potential replacement for one of these guys. So the team we're going for is Davies in goal. He's had some up and down games, but overall he's performed well. So we're going to keep our faith in him. Roberts will get a game today because we're going to play him in the cup. We've got Aduro, Clayworth, Olagunju and Clements, which is our go-to back four. Then we got Jack Young and Matty Jones, which is our go-to midfield. And we've got Congolo, Hurd and Gill with Scully up front, who is actually, I believe, better as a poacher, so we better change him around. Catton on the bench just because he's not scoring as often. Hurd, we're going to give an opportunity as a start, see if he can play well in the middle there. Congolo's a pretty decent player for us as well. Look, he's already worth up to 200 grand. He has played 3 games for the DR under 20s. Well, he's played 16 caps and got 4 goals, but for us, he got called up, played, I think, 2 or 3 games already. So the problem is that he goes off on international duty all the time, and we then don't have him available. But luckily we've got him back now, so we'll be able to use him. And yeah, so we've got a few people on the bench. Don't have a lot of cover for defenders really. Probably could use one more. Maybe take Vukajay off and Nick Neal on, and then we've only got Usman who can come on to cover any of these positions. But then if we need to, we can push someone up front and play Canton. The problem I'm having is I don't have enough subs. If I could have like 7 or 8 subs, I would have a few more of these players available to me. But because we've only got 5, it's a bit of a dilemma. So we've gone straight in with an attacking mentality, and it seems to be paying off for us. So I'm going to keep it at that. But we'll see. It might be that the lads concede more later in the season, so we might just have to drop that back to positive. So we're going to submit and go into the game. Tactics. I think the big thing is now everyone's really happy with the tactics compared to at the very beginning of the season. We were still getting used to playing with each other, and they didn't quite know how to play the tactics that we were using. Now that they know them, I think we've got a good one going here. So let's do this. Okay, so 18 minutes in, Scully has the ball, plays it to Gill. We're on the attack. Gill puts it in. Congolo with the header, but it's a tame one straight into the keeper's hands. Okay, Olagunju with good header in defence. Gill now has the ball up to Scully. Scully has a bit of room, but not enough to make that count. He kind of panicked, methinks. Okay, so throw into them in their half. Long ball forward. Well, got by Clayworth. Gill now has the ball to Young, to Scully, to Hurd. Hurd to Scully again, to Jones. Through ball to Scully and just smashes it over. Come on, lads. What's happening? Hurd is not looking happy and got quite a low rating, which isn't looking good for us. Might have to switch him out at half time. And Clayworth is looking tired as well. Okay, so we've reached half time, 0-0. We have had the better half. We held possession, only had 1 shot on target. If we don't make them count, then the problem being it's probably going to come back and bite us later on, which it has done before. In some of our draws that we've had, we've been able to get back, but we've conceded even though having a really good first half. So I'm going to say our shooting's not good enough. And then go out there and do it. And I don't think I'm going to make any changes just yet. I'm happy with the squad that's out there. I think they can do something. Let's see what will happen. Corner to us. Young puts it in. Header by Congolo, and it's just over. It's been quite typical with our corners. Oh, I was about to make a change, but we've got a chance. So Clayworth to Hurd to Oraduro. Oduro challenged, and that is a red card for their player. We again struggle to take advantage of a red card situation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go a bit more attacking. I'm going to take Hurd off, and I'm going to bring on Catton. I'm going to put Catton on as a advance forward, and hopefully we're going to be able to at least get one goal here. Everyone else is playing really well, not too tired. I think we can probably play everyone else as normal and see if we can get ourselves a result. I was going to shout, but let's see what happens here. Jones to Aduro. In, and a header by Congolo, and we are ahead 1-0, and that's actually his first goal for us this season. He's been fairly decent along that wing, but not been the most clinical finisher, but he scored when we needed him to, with a fairly decent header at the back post, to be fair. And that has put us in the driving seat. I'm hoping we're going to be in a good mood. Actually, I'm going to switch out Neil and Clayworth so Clayworth doesn't get too tired. But with a player sent off, if we can hold on to this result, it would be fairly decent for us. Right at the last, it's literally 94 minutes, and they have a chance. If they score now, ref should be blowing. He should be blowing. Look, 94 minutes in. What was that? I could feel a goal right at the last. I could feel it happening. I can't believe we've just conceded that. Davies, one absolute spanner. Let's have a look at this. Oh, my screen's just turned off. Oh no. Look at that. He should have saved that easily. Ridiculous that we're going to end this as a 1-1. We should have won that, without a doubt. I'm going to say... but... disappointing. There you go. I didn't want to go too harsh, otherwise they're all going to kick off, aren't they? But that's disappointing as well, because we were top of the table before, and now we are third with... we're only 1 point behind top of the table. This actually could be a season where we could push for automatic promotion and a win of the league. Very frustrating we lost against Guiseley, who are 21st in the league, with a man down. Really, really disappointing there. Didn't even say like, keeper shouldn't have been beaten or something. He shouldn't have been beaten. But anyway, we're going to come back for the next game, which will be against Leamington in the FA Cup, which hopefully should be a game that we can win, seeing as they are in a league below us. So see you in a second. Okay, so we are at the Leamington game. Only changes really made are Roberts goes in because we want to give him some cup time to play in goal, and I'm going to bring Catton on up front. He's down as a poacher, but I'm not sure why. So and then Ishola comes on the left side, and Gill goes down to the bench. So let's do this, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves a decent win here and progress through the FA Cup. We need to get past this round at least. It's what the board's expecting, and we can't really afford to upset the board too much because we didn't do the what's it called, getting ourselves out of financial difficulty. So we just need to have a solid performance today and get ourselves a win. Okay, corner to us. Young puts it in. Clements, and at the back post is Catton. Not offside? Not offside. Perfect. So that's a good start for us. Catton, again, one of those players who needs to build his confidence up. So glad I played him and he's got himself a goal. A nice little tap in for him. He needs to start performing soon, otherwise we're going to have to find a replacement for him next season, that's for sure. He's not a consistent scorer, unfortunately. Right, now Leamington, I don't think they're going to be as easy as we would want. They're definitely not hanging around, but a good block by one of our players, and now we have it. Up to Catton, but headed back down by them, and Leamington go on the attack again with Lloyd. Plays it back to Gardner, to Lloyd, to McConnell. Through ball to Andrews. And that is a goal to Leamington, and we are now drawing 1-1 with them. Not in the cards that, but we will have to continue and see if we can get ourselves a better result in the second half. Okay, so we reached half time, it's 1-1. Everyone's playing well. It's frustrating that we are 1-1. I think it's just Leamington are playing well as well. We dominated possession, so we're just going to say go out there and do what you're doing, because the result should come if we are playing this well. So straight away, we've got an opportunity. Clements with the ball, running down the left-hand side, plays it through to Ashola, who's been a really good source of assists this season, headed by Congolo and saved by the keeper and out for a throw-in. Young now with a free kick in a really good position. Clayworth even. Clayworth gets his header on target, and it is 2-1 to Kings Lynn. I knew we could trust in the lads. Look at this, beautiful free kick, dinked in. Clayworth with a superior header, and we are now 2-1 up. Okay, so a long ball forward finds itself to Olagunju, and now Hurd has the ball in the centre. Clayworth to Jones, to Ashola, to Jones. We're going to do some patient build-up play here. Young to Olagunju, to Clayworth. This is what I've been putting in their tactics, the short passing. Get comfortable with the ball in midfield and then bring it forward. Ashola now has the ball. Plays it back to Clements, to Jones, to Hurd. I really want him to get himself off the mark with a goal. I think he's already got a goal, but in the league. But I need him to start performing as a good attacking centre mid. Otherwise, we're gonna have some troubles. I think we've got some tired legs out there. It's only 2-1, so it's definitely not a given yet. They can definitely come back. Olagunju is one of the tired people I'm going to bring off. Nick Neal will come on. Jack Young is also looking tired, which I'm going to bring him off for Swabby, who can play as a Mazzala. Okay, so we're going to put him on as a Mazzala attack. And who else is looking tired? Ashola, Hurd, and Congolo are all looking tired. So it's between Gil and Stefan Vakajay. I'm going to bring on Gil for... Oh, didn't mean to click there. And then put him on as an attacking winger. 3 changes just to kind of freshen the legs. Hopefully keep us in the driving seat until the end of this game. If we have another highlight on the 93rd minute, then I won't be happy. But we did it. It's now 2-1. Catton and Clayworth, 2 of last season's players who played pretty well last season for us. Clayworth has definitely been our go-to man throughout this tenure at Kings Lynn, without a doubt. But we got ourselves through. It wasn't as convincing as I'd like, and I think maybe we might struggle to get a longer run like we did last season in the FA Cup if we're going to play like that. But we're through to the next round, and we'll just have to see where we end up after that. So looking at the schedule, so we played quite a few games off camera. I think we probably want to jump all the way to Maidstone Barnet maybe at the beginning of January. We'll play through all these games and then we'll be able to see what's going on in January, where we are in the league, how we're doing sort of games wise, and maybe even some transfers around about here as well. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. It's been a bit of a interesting video. We were playing really well, and then we got a last minute draw where I feel it was ill deserved. I think we should have won that one against is it Guiseley? I think it is. And then Leamington was actually quite a close cut game as well. So I feel like this run of form, or as long as it has been, I think is coming to an end, and we might have a little bit of a struggle over these sort of games. But yeah, next time we'll be back for these 2 games, Maidstone and Barnet, and we will see how we're doing in the league, in the FA Cup and in the FA Trophy, and just see if we can continue to progress. Probably won't be doing many transfers in this time. It will be seeing if anyone is wanted for kind of a bigger transfer out or wanting to be loaned out at this point, so we can make some room on the wage budget. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully enjoying. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments, and I will see you when I see you.